Hi Aquarius, it's Elle here to do a mid-October love reading, okay? Aquarius, this reading is deep. Well, it's not that deep, but yeah, it's all about you. Not in a good way. Aquarius, let's start. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. Go ahead and click that thumbs up button. You're gonna really want to click that after this reading. Let's go ahead and do it now. All right. So Aquarius, the situation at hand is this might be you. This might be the other person you're dealing with. Okay, but you're either in love with, or someone is in love with you, or it's mutual, because we have the Two of Cups here also. Put my pen down. Where's my wand? Anyway, there it is. So you're in love with someone very structured, very dominant, maybe even very abundant. How they relate to people is possibly on a more compassionate level. They try to do what's best for all involved. They understand that someone somehow is not always going to be happy, but they make decision in regards to the whole instead of the individual. This could be you. This could be your person. We have the Ace of Cups with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, with the Love, Sabila, or the Fortune card. There's love here. There may even be a renewing or a rekindling of love. I think what the cards want to tell you is that you are a very dominant personality, and so is the person you are interested in. So then the question is, where is the room for compromise? Or is there room for compromise? Okay. So that's the situation. Okay. The advice here, the advice is pretty heavy, even resonates with me just a bit. The advice, Aquarius, is the cards want you to go over or reconcile your personality. The King of Swords sits up here. You know, he's highly intellectual, at times a genius, 10 steps ahead of those in terms of thought process and strategy and methods. With the Justice card, with the Haughtiness card, let me pick this up for you. The haughtiness. Look that word up if you get a chance. I think we all know what it means, but it drives the point home further if you can read, you know, on the screen or wherever you look it up in the dictionary, you can read it in print, right? Okay. So the advice here is for the Aquarius to go over your personality and how you communicate in terms of equality, and look at your communication style and how you relate to others, because you may be coming off as boastful, arrogant, above, because your mental process is there. I mean, it's on point, granted, but do you have to display that with your loved one? Also, it talks about some of you not allowing room for opinion. The King of Swords he's got the sword up. He doesn't have room for opinion. This is the opinion. This is the truth. The Queen of Swords, however, talks about being open to opinion, taking into account opinion, but then making up her own mind. The King of Swords has no room for that. Essentially, what the reading is saying is that you come off so boastful, so arrogant in your opinion about what happened, what they didn't do, how they didn't do it, that you leave no room for the other person to speak on their behalf. Now, granted, this person could have done you wrong. But you always have to understand that is your opinion. See, what the Queen of Swords says is your opinion is valid. It doesn't mean it's truth. So you don't even have room here in your relationship to actually talk over things, to communicate things in terms of, yes, partner, your opinion is valid, and I'm going to take that into account, but then I'm going to also make up my own mind about how I see the situation, how I perceive it. It says you don't even have room for that. When someone is coming at you and you're trying to have the conversation, how you see it is absolute truth. And you will fight to the death to get your point across, to make it be known that how you see it is absolute truth. So the advice here is they want you to go over, Seven of Pentacles, your relationship, your interpersonal communication style. How do you relate to others? Do you come off haughty? Do you come off as a know-it-all? And we're only talking about love and love relationships. So let's X out friends and family for a minute. But how do you relate to the person who you say you're in love with? See, look, my grandmother always said, you know, there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. She also said there's a little truth in every lie. So even if you feel like someone is a liar or they had lied before, because we have the liar card coming up. Aquarius, I'm going to keep going, but what they want you to know is to know when you have won. No, because at this point, you're beating a dead horse. At this point, you're pushing things away from you. Okay? So anyway, go over how you think, how you communicate with others, with your loved one, because it may be coming off as, this is you, the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. Like, you just, no room for no other opinion. And it is what it is, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Who wants to be with someone like that? Or you could be dealing with someone like that, okay? But I'm going to tell you why I feel like it's you. We'll get to that. It's you because, look, you're not stupid. Far from it. You understand. You can compute very clearly, very accurately. Yeah, this person has done some BS, right? But what the cards just want you to understand is that you have to start talking and communicating in regards to why, what for, how can we? You have to start asking those questions versus, this is it, this is what I know, and if you don't, then I'm out, or we're done. You can't be so definite and so final with your truth, okay? Anyway, not anyway, but moving on. The obstacle. Okay, so the obstacle is you doing everything that I talked to you about. The obstacle, Aquarius, essentially is you. Let me tell you what the obstacle is, what it says. And then, I want you to clue in on these cards and maybe look up the meaning of these cards on your own. Nine of Swords, Seven of Earth, or Seven of Pentacles. King of Wands, clarifying the priest. Okay. All right. So I'm going to quickly run through what the obstacle is. The obstacle is you, priest, religiously stress out or cause stressors in the relationship by way of how you communicate, because you forget to see the bigger picture. You drill down on situations and you forget to see the bigger picture. Is that you love this person, you want to be with them. If you always stay focused on the end result, then you'll get the end result. If you start looking at the details and what happened, and you start looking at the journey, then essentially what you get is just the journey, never the end result. I know there's a lot of Aquarius out there asking themselves, why haven't I had exactly what I want, what I'm manifesting? This reading is all about you. Spirit wants you to really take a message here. Not that you're a bad person or anything of that nature, but this is all about communication. How do you communicate exactly how you feel? They also want you to, see, you religiously analyze, go over, the stress and the anxiety in the relationship, okay? And they want you to learn how to better relate to the other person, okay? Or learn how to better relate your frustration and your hurt. All of this cutting off and cutting out and suffering in silence is not going to get you anywhere. You'll always be asking the question, why haven't I had what I really want? You have to learn a better way to grieve, or to be angry, or to be frustrated. I'm hearing for some of you, other than lashing out or cutting off or shutting down or pushing away. If it's not you, it's not you. Don't get upset. But they want you to religiously stop making stress happen in the relationship, because you don't communicate what is going on with you accurately. And so then you fail to see the bigger picture and you don't get what you desire. See, the affirmation of the King of Wands is I desire. So if you just stop doing that, you possibly can get what it is you really want out of a relationship. You can learn more about yourself, about the other, the other, whomever, whatever that it could be. But this is love, so it's going to be a person. I hope you're in love with a person. Anyway, you can also learn. This is wisdom. This is wisdom. This is wisdom and knowledge. This reading is trying to tell you why you can't get there. Why you're always the Nine of Swords, right at the brink. You're always the 9. Very seldomly the 10. Especially if you're watching tarot readings. Moving right along, I hope that you're writing this down, or you're going to look back at this and try to gather something, because I gathered something, okay? And I pulled the card. So anyway, the outcome here is, this is why I say, Aquarius, know when you have won. Know when you have won. Some of you, look at your Venus placement. You can find your astrological makeup and your birth chart and all that stuff on Cafe Astrology. This is Venus in Aquarius. This is I gotta win. This is calculation. This is sneakiness. I'm gonna win this argument. I'm gonna win this battle. I don't care. I'm going to win. It says that some surprise, because you have the surprise, Sevilla, here. It's going to come to you, but you have to be open. to listening to another opinion. In the outcome, there's some surprise message that comes to you, but listen, be open to opinion. Have you know, you're gonna make up your own mind, but you don't need to be the Five of Swords, because this is what's coming for you. The Knight of Cups. Someone is wanting to invest emotionally. And I kept saying, because this row here stumped me, the outcome. I'm like, wow, a decent outcome. The Page of Wands, a surprise. I'm like, well, but why the Five of Swords though? Why is there a need to win at all costs? Some you know, unbridled ambition, like you'll do anything to win the argument, to win the battle. And then I asked the question, I said, is this Aquarius? As Aquarius doesn't know when they've won, does Aquarius not know when to stop fighting? And I started shuffling the cards again. And I was shuffling the cards. Sorry, that's just my wand. And I was shuffling the cards. And Spirit is on fire today, because look what came out. Yeah, that's you. Look, some shit probably happened within this dynamic. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah, some things happened. You were either dealing with a player, a F-boy, F-girl. They had things that they hadn't told you. They were possibly a liar. They gave you empty compliments just so that you could be focused elsewhere. And they might have not communicated exactly how they felt. But there's also an ending to that. It could be, there's an ending here, the Death card, and at the bottom of the deck, the World. Your relationship can go to a new phase, only if you allow it. It's like, look, two majors. All these other cards are court cards and minor arcana. So this is all you. You can have what it is you really want here, with the Magician showing up at the bottom of the deck. It's like you're saying one thing, but then your actions are showing another. Be cautious of what you're saying, because words can then turn into real manifestation. It talks about playing your cards right so that you can have what it is you really want. Saying the right things with the Magician here. Aquarius, the Spirit wants you to ask yourself the question, are you experiencing intimacy in your relationship? The sacral chakra, the sacral chakra, right below the belly button, I believe. I could be wrong. It might be a lack of intimacy because you're so far up there, wherever there is. Or you have put the guards up. Or you think obsessively about everything, and you're not actually feeling, you're not actually experiencing real intimacy. The bottom of the deck, the cards want you to know that the anxiety comes because of your insecurities, your root chakra. What is your security really grounded in? Is it grounded in negative thoughts? Is it grounded just in insecurity? The root chakra. The anxiety comes because of your own insecurities. And yes, we can go into long rants about what they did and how this really transformed your thinking about people and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, everything is a choice. You can choose to be closed off, to be bitter, to be hurt, to be up on your high horse, to have to fight for everything, to make sure that someone is not taking advantage of you, even if you don't even have real evidence of that. You can be that way. Trust me, you can. But you'll always probably be watching tarot. You'll always be at the brink of. Or you can just allow for real intimate connections to happen. You can allow for yourself to feel for once and come out of the excessive thinking, the overthinking, the analysis paralysis for some of you, for not knowing when you've won the battle. And you continuously, you have to cut down and cut out. I don't know, Aquarius. What we're going to do over in the extended is look at, if you take the advice of the cards, what is the prolonged potential outcome. We're also going to look at what your person wants to tell you, maybe what they haven't said to you, because some of them don't even feel like they can even get through to you. So I'm just hearing some of you know that you're smarter than your partner, and even if you haven't said it, you act in that manner, or you're so much more mature or emotionally or mentally, astute. And where's that going to get you? Remember, look at the bigger picture. No microcosm, macro, bigger picture. Anyhow, Aquarius, if this is where I leave you, links to my website are below if you want to book your own personal reading there. If you want to get in contact with me via text, you can text a question to the number below, receive the answer to your question, pay for your question all on your mobile device. Take advantage of that. Aquarius, have a really, really good rest of October. I'm going to try to get more readings out for you. Thank you. Many blessings to you. Okay. Meet me on the other side, guys.